Hi, Heights Church. I'm Cheryl, one of the pastors here at Heights, and I have a question for you today. It's actually something I recently asked myself, and I want to ask you as well. How's your joy level? I recently pondered this thought, and I found myself, honestly, at a very low joy level, if you can even measure it. I don't know. You see, for me, my reputation, even as a young little girl, had always been joyful. Seemed like I was hardwired for fun and for happy and for joy and for laughter. But the truth is, I've learned through the years that those emotions can be temporary and they can be fickle. And often they are controlled by whatever is going on all around us. You see, joy is described as the emotion of great happiness or pleasure, contentment. And today I want to have you take a look with me in Scripture at the book of John, the 15th chapter, verses 9 through 12. And this is Jesus speaking, and here's a fun fact. He has promised that we could be filled with joy. He says this, "I have loved you even as the Father has loved me. Remain in my love. And when you obey my commandments, you remain in my love, just as I obey my Father's commandments and remain in his love. I have told you these things so that you will be filled with my joy. Yes, your joy will overflow. This is my commandment. Love each other in the same way that I have loved you." That's some pretty powerful teaching right there. So the question is, are you searching for joy today? Well, here's the secret. Remain in Jesus' love and obey his commandments. That's the recipe. That's the secret sauce, if you will, for living filled with joy. Now, it seems simple enough, I know, right? But you and I know it may be simple, but it's not easy. And it's not easy because life often gets in the way. You see, if our joy is based on our circumstances, we will never be filled with joy. It will always be leaking out because circumstances come and go, and we find ourselves experiencing the very highs of life and actually the very lows of life. The emotion of great happiness escapes us with that. And I think we often have a tendency to fall into the description of what is being talked about in Romans 12:2, where it says, "Don't copy the behavior and the customs of this world, but let God transform you into a new person by changing the way that you think. Then you will learn to know God's will for you, which is good and pleasing and perfect." I want to offer this thought because I know right now most of us haven't been able to fill our joy bank. We haven't been able to keep that joy level filled up. But is it perhaps because we're leaning into the behavior and the custom of our current culture instead of remaining in Jesus' love? The world's customs and behaviors are things like aggression and anger, bitterness, anxiety, worry, shame, guilt, and a new one has recently surfaced and it's taking over in so many ways. It's a cancel culture. Wow. If those things are driving your emotional well-being, the truth is you're probably not doing very well. But that is why, as a follower of Jesus, that we must choose to allow God to transform us, to change the way that we think, renew our mind. And when our mind is renewed, we change our behaviors and our attitudes. And that's the relationship we choose to remain in, partnering with the work that only God can do. I pray that each and every one of you find the joy that Jesus promises is available to you. Remain in his love. Obey his commandments. Allow him to transform you by changing the way that you think and live into that life where, regardless of your circumstance, your joy bank is filled because he has promised he will never leave you. And remember, we need to love one another as he has loved us. I pray this has been inspiring to you today. Remain in his love and your joy will be filled. God bless you. Have a great day.